This is one of my oldest friends from when I first moved to Elkins. He's Jerry Pingley. I'll let him talk about himself. He'll do a much better job than I will.
You surprised.
And I told him I wouldn't share any of our old stories. But,
statute of limitations is over, so I'm pretty sure that we can't be prosecuted for any of those things.
I do want to thank Davis Trust Company for sponsoring our Brown Bag series this year. Tonight we have Shakespeare Yogi. It starts at 6 p.m. here at the Art Center. You can buy your ticket at the door. It's $10. Next month, Brown Bag will be Patrick O'Brien. And let's welcome Gary Pingley.
Thank you very much. I've had about 6 months to prepare for this, and I got ready last night. Anything worth doing is worth putting off to the very last minute. 20 years ago, this year, I recorded, I never released it, I recorded an album. So this is its 20th anniversary, and that's a big thing with musicians. They go out and do these 20th anniversary reissues and everything. And since mine was never issued, I'm just going to play some of those songs and some other songs that you may know, may not. And I have some interesting stories to tell. This first tune is not one of mine, but it's important to me because it was the very first thing I ever learned to play on guitar. And it's fitting because I have not been out and played by myself since Tom Petty passed away, so it's a nice... Tom Petty was one of my earliest, hugest influences when I decided to start doing this. So, by complete accident, I learned how to play this song about 25 years ago, and hopefully I still remember how to play it. This is not a real famous Tom Petty song, so copywriting should not be an issue. It is called King's Highway.
Right, I'm gonna pick you up, take you far away from trouble, my love, under a big old sky, out of a field of green. There's gotta be something that for us to believe.
There are stories behind every one of these songs. I'm not going to tell them in the type of order. I wrote this entire album right after as I was going through a crisis at 24 years old. I started early. I'd just gotten out of a particularly wonderful and volatile relationship and decided to reshape myself. As I figured, you know, I'm 24, I hopefully have another 60, 70, however many years left, so I wanted to be a better version of my old self. And in doing so, I wound up writing a bunch of songs about people who didn't exist, but had elements of people that I had met. In this particular song, I wrote sitting in the Davis Trust Bank drive-through one day while listening to Bob Dylan. So I think I may have actually stolen the music from him. Sorry, Bob, but it's in a different key. But this song is called Disenchanted Forest, and it is about somebody who just continually says they're going to get their life together, and they don't. We all know them, and the best thing you can do is hope that they get it figured out. Make set list, and I just completely deviated from it already. That's why I don't usually make set lists. All of these songs are actually autobiographical. I realized as I went along, it's like every one of these things was about you, Jerry. They weren't about other people. that stopped in 1966 when she met my dad. And my dad's a huge country fan, so the rock ended in her record collection. But the one thing that she did continue to collect were Bill Cosby records. And from a very young age, I grew up listening to all of those old Cosby, 60s Cosby records, and realized that I wanted to be a storyteller, which was the best advice I could have gotten from Bill Cosby. I would not have wanted to have taken his advice to be a bartender or anything like that. But as far as storytelling, he's got a tattered name, but he was one of the best. And trying to translate that to music isn't always an easy thing to do. So, especially if you wanted to have a pop element to it. And this is as close to a pop song as I've ever written. This is called Don't Go Away. And I always thought this should have been an opening number because I don't want people fleeing for the door as soon as I start playing. But you guys haven't left yet, so that's good. It also was the trickiest thing that I'd ever written at that point in my life. I have written some happy songs, but I realized when I was getting some of these lyrics for these things that I don't remember quite as well put together, that I was a pretty big downer at one point in time, and I'm really a pretty upbeat, optimistic person, so the Jekyll and Hyde thing, I suppose. A long time ago, age bracket wise, I think everybody except for Danny will probably remember, well, everybody remembers The Twilight Zone, of course. Years after that, Rod Serling had a show called Night Gallery. That, yeah, it was The Twilight Zone in color. And at the beginning, he stood, funny enough, around a picture that was kind of not anything really out of the ordinary, and he told some story while he smoked a cigarette. And then the story would unfold, and at the end, he would explain how the person was part of that picture. Anyway, a long time ago, I saw an episode of Night Gallery called Midnight Never Ends. And I thought, man, that is such a great title for a song. And years later, I wound up thinking I'm going to write a song. And I was inspired by this episode. The problem was I didn't remember how the episode went at all. So I made up a story of my own that I thought was pretty close to what that episode was. And about 15 years later, I saw that episode and realized, not even close, but it's a great episode of the show. Not scary or anything like that. Just a really good, interesting, thought-provoking episode. This story, on the other hand, is about a lonely hitchhiker and all the fun, exciting things that happen to him along the road.
Fascination with
credit than I could ever possibly give to another human being. I recorded all right down the street at Lone Wolf, and Seth Maynard is a genius.
Yep.
And convinced me to put a drum part in that song, which I started out as a drummer, so that wasn't outside of the question, but we didn't have the drum set up, so I wound up putting a drum part in the song with a toilet plunger and a stool. It was very similar to this. And he just kept saying, trust me on this, it's going to sound great. And it did, because, well, I mean, he heard something in that toilet plunger that I didn't. Hopefully that's not some type of telling of the musical end of me, but yeah, so everything I've ever recorded has been very much in the hands of Seth, and there's nobody better out there doing it as a musician and as an ear in that studio, just an absolute genius. So he's one of those people that I think quietly in my mind every day. I had a conversation with the person who inspired most of this album. After that relationship ended, she called me, she met somebody else, which was fine. And she made a comment to me on the telephone, and I was like, wow, it was a soul-bearing moment. I'm listening, trying to be kind, and I'm also like, could you repeat what you just said? Because that's a song lyric. Because that's what songwriters do. They find people's weakest moment, like, I think I'm going to use that for a song lyric. And then you don't give credit for it, because that's not nice. But there was a line that she said that really stuck with me and inspired this song that has gone through 35 different song titles, and it's just gone back to its original, which is Back to You. This would have been, if this album would have been released, this was going to be my ballad to put on the radio. I've had to edit it a little bit for location because I used a couple colorful words in here that was a Seth Maynard moment. Are you sure you want to use that word? Of course I do. And then listening back, I'm like, well, it really fits. Sometimes you just have to describe a rainbow that way, but if I had it to do over again, I would have used the word lucky or ducky or something like that, but I'm leaving it out. So, anyways, this is Back to You. reason I ran from you before as me running with you tonight, my ex-girlfriend said, I thought, man, that's genius. So, since we're all on that subject, I'm going to move away from it now, and I'm in a band, Shapeshifter. I've got our sticker on the back of the thing right there. Things have a way of repurposing themselves with me. I was in a band a long time ago with a very dear friend of mine, and we had this song, and I had this music for it. I love the music. She wrote these very, very amazing lyrics for it, and then over time, once the band started, I really liked that music, but I didn't want to sing those lyrics, so we dropped the lyrics and wound up writing a song about everyone or anyone know about Centralia, Pennsylvania. City in Pennsylvania, well, it's no longer a city. The government shut it down. They started a coal mine fire back in the 60s, an underground coal mine fire, and the city literally has been on fire and will be for pretty much ever. And it was started by gross negligence. Unfortunately, that's one by one, people had to move out because the streets started falling in, and it's just, they've written horror movies about it now, and the thing that my bandmate, songwriting partner, Joe, really goes for the dark, uber creepy element of things, and of course he was able to relate that to just society in general. So this song is about Centralia, Pennsylvania, but it's also about something much deeper, darker, and it'll give me a chance to promote the band a little bit. And it's really the only one of our songs that I can play acoustically, and it's still going to sound pretty close to what we do.
Fire
song I wrote 22 years ago, and I've since quit, but I was a heavy smoker for a long time, and no matter what anybody tells you, smoking is not good for you, and it's really not good if you're a singer, because there's a whole register of my voice that is just... And I'm hoping I was in key singing that stuff, because I'm worried about that kind of thing. Honestly, I do. It doesn't sound like it, but I really do worry about that kind of thing. Being able to get anything high always makes me wonder. Speaking of I've got another one of our songs that, this is the newest thing that we wrote. This is a tune that has absolutely no meaning. It's called Bending on a Rhyme. And bending on a rhyme doesn't mean anything. It's just a couple of words that fit together. Then, you know, I think a lot of people wind up doing that. So remember how it goes. play this song. I have to, because this is my absolute favorite piece of music that I ever wrote. And I wrote it during that whole thing. I had this, I ran off one day, just took off and drove up to Pingley. Took my guitar with me, and I was trying to figure something out, and I wound up coming up with this piece of music. And it drove me nuts. Like, I don't know what that is. And that's, you know, young songwriter, you go, oh, wait, I think you wrote something. So I get home, and I finished it, and I took it in an early formation of the current band that I'm in. And I started playing, and I was like, man, I gotta get words in this. And Joe was like, no, you don't either. It doesn't need to have words. There's no structuring to it, which was his way of saying it's good enough as it is. When you tell somebody there's no structure to something you wrote that doesn't always sound good, but he meant well. So what I wound up doing was my dog that I had at the time, I had this really cool German Shepherd collie mix named Miles, and Miles was real cool. And I just named the song after him, Miles Winston. All my dogs have middle names because they have to. So Miles Winston was not for the cigarette, it was for John Lennon, and Miles was obviously Miles. Anyway, so this was my little tribute to Miles that he actually. I think he actually liked the song because he would come around if I played it. So, and he didn't really hang out with me most of the time because he thought that I was nuts. Current dogs think the same, but I haven't written songs about them. So. That song is sort of a de facto for all of my dogs, from Miles through Truman and Dr. Gonzo and Jolene and all the other awesome dogs that have been out there. Holly, who I think about often because she was such a sweetheart. So I've mentioned my dogs. I need to mention the fact I have 2 kids, a son and a daughter. My son is the probably going to be president someday. And if he isn't, it's going to be because his sister beats him in the election. They will be on opposite sides of the ballot. Harrison, somehow or the other, with two very liberal parents, wound up being Alex P. Keaton. We have our little tiny Republican kid running around. Just kidding, Harrison, if you ever hear this, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that as an insult. For a 10-year-old, he is the most conservative kid I've ever met in my life. But he's smart. He knows what he's talking about. But and Ruby will just, I don't know, she gets distracted real easily. Let's see what I have out here or something. Oh! I do have to play this. Have to. Because this is only one of these songs that were on that album that has been part of every band lineup that I've been in one format or the other. With a huge nod to Paul McCartney, drink here. I'm trying to sing this. McCartney mentioned is because there was just a little teeny tiny guitar walk-up that reminded me of a little piece out of Maybe I'm Amazed that I always thought was really cool. And it's not the same key and it's not nearly as cool, but it works. This song is about trying to figure out who you are and what most of us do. The ones who haven't figured it out yet, whenever you go out, you throw a mask over your face. If you're feeling down, you smile. If you're feeling happy, you try and fit in with everybody who's not. And it's just a huge masquerade party, and that's what we all kind of do to get through the day. And yeah, so this is a tune called Magical Masquerade.
You know there's something
Jerry, are you going to Canada?
Oh, boy. Thank you. That song was written about watching Penny. Seriously. I have that written on this list, and I have not played that song in like 15 years, so.
I don't know. Last time you played it was probably at your house.
Yes, that was.
It's time to play it again.
Yeah, but I was also probably intoxicated then. I'm sober right now. This is the oldest song that I have. Oldest. I wrote this when I was in college, and I smoked my breakfast and drank my dinner, and I had this great dream. I was going to take off and move to Vancouver and open a cafe, and I'm serious. That was my game plan, and that was the extent of my game plan. I had none of the logistics figured out. Except I'd written my theme song for whenever I busted across the border. And when I recorded this thing, Seth Maynard looks at me and says, after it's done, he said, "That's a very political song." I was like, "No, it's about me running away to Canada." He's like, "Yeah, it's a very political song." And then I look back at the lyrics and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I guess it is." But it was not intended to be that way. And depending on what way you look at it, it's made in Canada. That's a fun song. I always give that song a hard time, but it made it onto the set list, and it actually made it onto the stage, probably for the first time ever. I don't think I've ever played that song before. We've hit the 1 o'clock hour. Does that kick me off the stage time?
You can play another song.
Okay, I'm going to wrap this up with the song that I chose to be my closing number, and there are multiple reasons behind this song. It is a cover, and the song was written by a guy named Bruce Cockburn, who was a spectacular songwriter. And the first time I heard this song was not from him, it was from somebody else who wound up being a very huge influence in my life, who just recently passed away. Jimmy Buffett covered this song, and I wanted to go that route at one point in time. And I got the drinking part down, and the fame and success part I did not. But this song, and that is not the right set of lyrics, holy crap, that would sound weird. This song, I think, kind of wraps everything up nicely. It's a tune called Pacing the Cage. And a lot of times I think that's where we all really are. Don't let it get you down. Don't let anything get you down. That's my optimistic side. And thank everybody for coming out tonight, or tonight, today. Hope you enjoyed your lunch. Hope you've had a good time. Like I said, it's a long road out there. Enjoy it. Enjoy every bit of it. And if I knew the way, I could take you all. And I'm not going to cover the dead, but I'm going to cover this. Do everything you can to help support this. Elkins, this is one of the things that makes me not want to leave Elkins, is the fact that we have joints like this around here. It keeps us ahead of Dealington, keeps us ahead of Buchanan, and this is a great little town. I've lived here pretty much my whole life, and Elkins has always embraced the arts, and it's one of the things that keeps us, I'm not bashing. It keeps, the world is just the world. Without art, there's nothing there to beautify it. So, will it save the world? It could. You never know. If people get wrapped up in that, they might decide to stop beating each other up. So, thank you, Danny, for having me. I appreciate it tremendously.
Thank you for being here.
And thank you all for coming out. I'm not going to smash my guitar on stage like I planned on, because I just paid it off.